You're watching Famous Dave on YouTube.
Hello and welcome back, folks, to the channel, and let's take a look at what's going on here. So we're coming into a jobs report today. Let me move over just slightly here. Let's see. Anyway, let me just do this. There we go. Okay, so we are coming into a jobs report today, and that's going to happen in just a couple minutes here, in about 8 minutes. Now, this is kind of a big deal, and it's kind of different than usual in that the market is looking for, we kind of want it to be less jobs. That's what the market is looking for, to rally, because the point here is to try to get the Fed to kind of become less aggressive with tightening. So if the jobs market has softened up a little bit, then that should convince the Fed to be less aggressive, and the market should rally. And, at least that's a scenario that's been put forward. Now, let's just remember that these scenarios that are put forward don't necessarily work. Like, we could have a lower jobs number and the market could still sell off, or we could have less unemployment than expected and the market could still rally, right? It's not a given that the market's going to rally if unemployment moves up a little bit. So that being said, from my research here, it looks like the market is, the consensus is 275,000 added jobs plus unemployment rate of 3.7%. I got that from a CNBC article, which I will attempt to put up on the screen here now. Here we go. Here we go. Friday jobs report could be a case where good news isn't really good. Now, the other big thing that just came out was this pardoning by the president of anybody who had some federal offense of simple marijuana possession. Now, this is a big deal. I know that Chart Guys Dan came on and was talking about how this is going to lead to a rally in marijuana stocks. But just in general, this is a good deal to our brothers and sisters who are locked up behind bars or have been locked up behind bars. Now, it's not clear if this means that it will exonerate people I think it means that it will exonerate people from the past who had records for possession. Those records will be wiped clean. I don't know if it applies to people who are currently incarcerated or if it applies to people who just got charges. But either way, this is an aggressive reexamining of the laws of marijuana laws in the United States, which is, to me, a good thing. Now, unfortunately, my career as a pothead ended a long time ago, so it just figures that they would legalize this stuff years after I stopped participating. But still, it's a good thing, and I'm a fighter for the cause and all that stuff. So, so good news on that front. Biden has been full of surprises as far as he was sort of a disappointment early on as president, but he seems to have been kind of stepping up his game recently, right? He got stuff done with a bunch of different things, but this being the latest. And even though, he has all these snafus and bumbles as far as making speeches and stuff like that, the actual policies that he's getting done are impressive, and I think may lead to him getting reelected. So I'm a Democrat. I know that many people that watch me are not Democrats, but you can still watch me and not be a Democrat, and I'm not going to shove my views down your throat, so to speak. Anyway, so just to go over the position I have right here. I'm just long. I'm long square here. If you look, you can see my delta behind me along 305 deltas, collecting 180 a day in theta. So essentially, this is coming from this call spread I have on. I'm long the D65 call and short the OX 65, 66, and 70 calls out a couple weeks. Most of the calls are out a week. Then there's some here that are out 2-3 weeks. And it's just a bullish diagonal, essentially. And the reason I have this diagonal on is I was actually just long the stock and had sort of a buy rate on that being long the stock, short out of the money calls. But this kind of just fit my my view of the world, which is basically that my best guess was that the stock would roll up to about 65 and kind of stay range bound for a little bit, seeing as it's come off the lows, right? The low here being 53 and change. It was kind of hanging out, sort of consolidating around these lows. Then we got this next kind of push up. I feel like we're kind of on the way back up now, and we could get another little push up here. But, you know, this jobs report could derail this particular rally pretty easily here. The good news, though, is that the position long comes from these December calls, which still have a long time till expiration. There's still 70 days till December expiration, so we could have a little setback here and yet still end up winning in the long run. That's the beauty of having an options position on that doesn't expire for a while. You know, if my whole position was just a front week vertical, then I would be at a huge risk of just having a total loss. But due to the fact that this is a calendar spread that doesn't expire for 70 days, at least that part of it, you could think of this in two parts. The first part being the long calls that don't expire for a while, and as long as the calls I sold against them end up out of the money, then that's just extra sort of income collected or to defray the cost of the December calls. So we are just seconds away from this announcement here, and we should see the market have a reaction here one way or another. Let's pull up the NASDAQ here, and I don't know if I can broadcast CNBC online, so I'm not gonna. I don't want to get banned, so maybe if I put it really small in the corner here, then it doesn't really show.
Down, but they don't want. They like to.
I'm not gonna put the sound.
Still
either.
looking for perhaps.
And so the sound's down low. I don't think you can barely see this right now. And we're seeing a move to the downside here. Big move to the downside, which is probably not going to be good for me. But sometimes the first move is not the same, is not the actual move. But looking like it's going down. Big time, right? Down 200 points here. As the news must have come out, because you can see this big down move in the NASDAQ here, showing down, let's see, 142 points, now 133, and now sort of kind of coming back a little bit here, but maybe not. Let's see. So definitely, let's see what we came out with here for the jobs report. I'm going to say that it's not good, as the market is reacting negatively. So breaking news, September jobs report. And what do we have? It's looking to be not good, as the market's definitely sold off here. So 263,000. So it is actually down slightly, which should be good for the market, seeing as we were expecting 275,000. But once again, the market could do anything based on the number, any number, right? So we can't just assume that, okay, well, unemployment has gotten worse, so that means that the market's going to sell off, right? Or if unemployment gets worse, the market's going to rally because, look, the unemployment's slightly worse and the market sells off. So that just goes to show that nobody knows the future. Even if we did know the numbers ahead of time, we don't really know the future here. So we'll see where we go from here. Let's see what the other unemployment number is. They're showing the set payrolls as 263,000. And the knee-jerk reaction has been for the market to sell off here. We'll see if that continues. As talking, so unemployment rate 3.5%. So that was expected at 3.7%. So unemployment slightly lower than expected. So that is definitely not good for the market, because unemployment less than expected means that the Fed will continue its aggressive tightening, and perhaps even more so. So that's would be the reason why the market is selling off right now. So there you have it. For the jobs report, doesn't look like it is good for my position right now. You can see, well, Square Route not really doing a whole lot, showing 60 bid. Let's pull up Square for a second. And showing the stock very wide right here, and but certainly not bid, showing got down to 60.45 and now showing 60.95 bid at 61.69. So not really doing a whole lot. We could be okay with a position here. August job gains unrevised at 315,000. So that's just last month's unrevised. So looks like the market reacting negatively to this news, and I'm speculating that that's based on that unemployment number of 3.5% when we expected 3.7%. However, it looks like we are kind of coming back here a little bit. We are definitely off the lows. If we do look at this, if I get out of the way here, and we do look at the number here at the NASDAQ price action in the futures here, we can see, I didn't get out of the way. Sorry, let me get out of the way. We can see definitely a knee-jerk reaction down. A little off the lows now. We'll see if that continues as we move into the trading day today. Certainly not the best news. The best news for my position would have been a total rally in the market. We haven't got a total rally, but we haven't had a huge sell-off either, right? The NASDAQ futures down 100 points isn't sort of the end of the world here. Down 600 points would be kind of catastrophic. But once again, the position we have on is gives us some time out till December to be right. So markets seem to be coming back a little bit here. We'll see where we go from here. Thanks for checking in with me and hanging out with me for this jobs report. And I will see you in the next one. Have a great day.
You're watching Famous Dave.